What's going on, everybody? This is Devore. This is the Not for Debate. Excuse me, the Not for Debate podcast. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and all other major streaming platforms. Also, be sure to follow us on our social media pages: Twitter, Instagram, and on our Facebook page. The usual Wednesday, we got the NFL Week 13 betting spreads and tips. Obviously, it's Wednesday. Um, G Money should be joining us sometime within the near future, but last week we ended up not having a pod last week due to the holiday, which was Thanksgiving. So we're gonna be picking it up again back this week. Um, Personally, last week I want to say the only game that ended up messing me up was the Chargers. Like I'm starting to think that the Chargers they they are seriously on a slippery slope because I feel like the spread that I had the spreads that I had last week was basically foolproof, and the Chargers ended up taking that tough loss last week. So we're gonna continue to push forward this week. Hopefully, I'm wishing everybody the best of luck as far as them winning themselves some money. Now, just a quick note thought of notes. Going into this week, for the New York Giants, they're not going to have Daniel Jones moving for this week due to a neck injury. Christian McCaffrey is going to be out for the remainder of the season. And honestly, I felt like the Christian McCaffrey injury is going to be huge for the Carolina Panthers. To be honest with you, the Carolina Panthers, I didn't think we're really a playoff caliber team due to the teams that they ended up playing with in the first couple of weeks of the season. So I strongly believe they are pretenders at this point moving forward. But as far in regards to Christian McCaffrey moving forward, I just do not see the Carolina Panthers moving forward with Christian McCaffrey at the running back position. So I would think possibly towards the all season of 2021, excuse me, 2022, which is after this season. The Carolina Panthers are possibly going to be making a move with Christian McCaffrey because their ability has been an extreme issue for him and with his time in Carolina. So again, it sucks, but the Carolina Panthers, I don't think they're going to end up. I wouldn't put them on none of my spreads. I'm not putting them nowhere near a spread for me again, especially after they take that tough loss against the Miami Dolphins this past week. But first things first. Excuse me one second. First things first. As far regarding getting into the spreads, first game is going to be the Thursday night game. Bear with me just one second while I end up pulling this thing up here. Excuse me. First things first, we have the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints. That the Dallas Cowboys having a 4.5 point favorites. Now, there have been reports that the possibility of for the New Orleans Saints that Taysom Hill is going to possibly end up starting for the New Orleans Saints. Obviously, they're still competing. Excuse me, they're still competing for a playoff spot. I think that in the NFC South, there's still a window of opportunity for the excuse me. There's still a window of opportunity for the Falcons at this point for the NFC South. If I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna go ahead and just pull up their the standings. But in the meantime, what's going on, G?
What's up, brother? How are you today?
You know what it is. It's Wednesday. It's podcast day. Just
Yep.
had to brief the audience real fast as far as the holiday and missed last week's spreads, but hopefully we'll end up getting something positive out of this week. But currently we're working on the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints. As far as the standing, bear with me one second. But
So
just
I have it up here. The Falcons are 5-6, and as crazy as this sounds, they still have a chance to either make the playoffs, and I don't think they'll do it, but win a division. That's a long shot, but they still have a chance to make the playoffs.
right, so the South is basically neck and neck right now, opposed to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are probably like what 2 or 3 games ahead of everybody in the division.
Yeah, they're 8-3 right now.
So yeah, they're 8-3. So at this point, I feel like that the race is already won as far as the NFC South because I don't see the Saints coming out. I don't see the Falcons coming out, and the Panthers, like I said earlier, due to Christian McCaffrey being out for the remainder of the season, the Panthers' playoff hopes are basically dead at this point. But I was just telling them that for the New Orleans Saints, there's a possibility that Taysom Hill may end up starting for the New Orleans Saints. So, do you think that's going to make a big impact versus the Dallas Cowboys to affect the spread, or just let me know where you're going with, as far as you making this pick?
I think he's a better option than Trevor Siemian. Obviously, you see how he's playing. He'll probably give the offense a nice jolt, and he can run. Is he the best thrower? That's that. I think that remains to be said. I don't know if he's been consistently back in the backfield throwing the ball 20 or 30 times, so we'll see. But I think he's a better option. Would that make any changes to the game? What's the spread? What is it? Dallas 4.5?
4.5, yeah.
Okay.
So basically a touchdown.
I can see New Orleans covering that, yeah.
It all depends on who's playing quarterback. I think personally, I feel like Trevor Siemian gives him a better chance to win opposed to Taysom Hill. I'm just not a fan of Taysom Hill, to be honest with you, as a quarterback. I feel like he's a pretender. He does not have elite arm talent to be able to make the necessary throws at the NFL level, in my honest opinion. Now, if we was to talk about Trevor Siemian, yeah, he's not the best, but at the same time, he can still get the job done. Also, like to welcome Banks into the pod. What's going on, Banks?
What's up, man?
Chilling, man. What's up, fellas?
I didn't think you was gonna be able to make it this evening.
Nah, plans end up canceling. So
I see.
Here
I see. But while we're on the topic of discussion, Dallas Cowboys, New Orleans Saints, where you going with it?
I think the spread is 4.5 on this, Dallas?
4.5.
Man, Dallas has been as of late, man. Dallas hasn't been,
they've been up and down, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's tough. Plus, Dallas is at home, right? Yeah, Dallas is home on this.
No, New Orleans is at home.
No, they're at home. They're on the road. Yeah.
Man, tough, man. The problem I have is New Orleans has an issue where they can't seem to put up points. And that's because of all the injuries they have. You know what I mean? They got a lot of injuries on the opposite side of the ball. It sucks because you're not going to be able to see this team healthy, which is, kind of a bummer. But their defense is still kind of playing playing pretty well. I mean, I'm not going to hold them to that Buffalo game, and it's not indicative on their defense. It's just their offense can't sustain drives, so it just puts your defense out there more and more and more. You know what I mean? Because they can't sustain a drive. But Dallas has been shaky too, man. They seem to be kind of falling apart a little bit, especially defensively. They've been allowing a lot of points lately.
Yeah, so that's why I took New Orleans with the points. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm agree with you. I'm a fade on this one. I'm a fade the Cowboys. I'm gonna take New Orleans to cover the 4.5. I mean, that kind of puts a lot of pressure on Dallas. And the good thing is New Orleans defense plays. They play pretty good defense. They just need to sustain drives. And I think if New Orleans can find a way to keep the ball a little bit longer, there's a shot they may possibly end up winning this game, man. Dallas they've been reeling a little bit. So give me New Orleans.
Do you know Trevor Siemian he's not starting, right? You know that?
Trevor Siemian is not starting?
It's a possibility he might not.
Well, yeah, it's not confirmed.
So who's the backup after him?
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill's back?
Yes, that's the report.
Yeah.
There's a possibility he may end up being the starter.
I feel good with Taysom Hill at quarterback, though.
I do too. I don't know why DeVore doesn't like him. Just one game gives you one game. I think he'll be all right.
It's just the thing is he brings a different pace to that offense because he's not the best passer in the world. Like but you got a Swiss Army knife with him. You know what I mean? Like he got somebody that can do kind of the best of everything. He can run. He can pass a little bit. He doesn't have to throw the ball 20, 30 yards down the field. They just need to, run the ball effectively and, play action and, something's there,
He could get you a game, especially against Dallas, and this team has been, kind of struggling. He could get you one game.
This is a perfect game for him to go into start with, because Dallas' defense hasn't been looking the best lately.
Of course, you disagree, but
I'm going to go ahead and take Dallas.
Dallas with the points. I mean, that's a good. Yeah, that's not a bad pick either.
Not a bad pick. I just don't see Dallas. I think the problem with Dallas is they haven't been playing really good against the elite defenses like that. Like when they seem to play a defense, they seem to struggle. I mean, besides that Carolina Panthers game, Carolina was probably the best defense they played all year. Maybe.
Okay, so as far as New Orleans, their inability to move the ball with the quarterbacks that they have, how often are you expecting to see the Saints defense out there?
I don't think they'll be out there as much. I think that for some reason I got this feeling that he's going to energize the team, and I'm not saying they're going to win the game, but I just feel like he's just going to bring a different energy and get them up, and the defense won't be on the field as much. So that's just my opinion.
Right, he can sustain drives with his legs because he can get outside the pocket. Dallas is going to have to prepare for that. Like they're going to have to respect that because that guy's not afraid to tuck the ball and run. He's not. He can get those extra yards, and it's not like he's a small guy. You got to really worry about him getting hit too hard. He's a very physical guy that absorbs contact. He welcomes it. So, yeah, I mean, I trust New Orleans to cover that 4.5. Man, pressure's on Dallas.
I don't think that's anything. That's not that hard. Yeah, it's not that difficult, especially Dallas.
The pressure's on Dallas to cover.
I kind of feel that G is kind of got a biased opinion in this conversation.
No. It's not like that. If it's only when the Dallas Cowboys play the Eagles, that's when I'm all biased.
Well, at this point, how many games back are you from Dallas right now?
Oh my God, man, we're like 4 games? No, 3 games back.
Oh, so you need
2.5.
You need this.
We
bad.
need this. Yeah.
All right, so you guys are y'all both going New Orleans on this one?
Yeah.
Give me New Orleans.
Both New Orleans to cover the spread, or how y'all want to go?
Cover the spread.
Yeah, give me New Orleans to cover. Mm-hmm. I think Dallas wins, but New Orleans covers.
Right.
Okay. New Orleans covers the 4.5. Next game we have is the Minnesota Vikings at the Detroit Lions. Now,
hold on, before you say something, are you going to say again for the 13th week in a row, this is the Lions' chance to win, and they're still 0 whatever? Okay.
No, well, here's the thing. The Minnesota Vikings at the Detroit Lions. Now, here's the thing. This is going to be a divisional game. By the way, the Minnesota Vikings are favored by 7 points. This is a divisional game. These games can go either way. That's it. It's a divisional game.
Well, Dalvin Cook's hurt too, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook is hurt too. So, with that being said, I would proceed cautiously when it comes down to games like this, because this might be the week. But personally, in my honest opinion, I feel like the Vikings should have no problem with the Detroit Lions in this game. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and say off break, they're going to cover the 7 points.
Yeah, but
I mean, that is, Go ahead, Banks.
Yeah, but that's okay. I don't know, man. Detroit has been they haven't been winning games, but they've been covering their bets, man.
That's true.
They've been doing really well this year against the spread. I don't know how I feel about that one. Like you said, I feel like this should be a lock for sure. Like it should definitely be one of those where Minnesota's just playing a lot better coming into the game. But right now, Detroit is 4-4-2 against the spread. Problem is they're 0-5 at home, and they only put up 15 points a game, 16 points a game. So that's their issue. But it's not like they're playing against it. I mean, Detroit's going to be able to move the ball against Minnesota because Minnesota's defense is not as good as we thought they were going to be. They're just not that good. They're averaging. They're giving up 25 points a game, which according to what I'm looking at right now, that's 25th. That's 24th in the NFL in terms of points per game allowed. So that's not a good defense at all. They're 30th in yards allowed at 382 yards a game. So Detroit's going to be able to move the ball.
Yes.
Now, can they turn that into points? I can see Detroit sustaining drives and maybe getting a couple field goals in there here and there. I mean, I think Minnesota wins, but I think Detroit is going to cover that spread. I do. I'm going to rock with these Lions, man.
That is a good bet. I like that. But, well, you know what? You're right. They haven't been, of course, they haven't been winning, but they've been covering the spread, except one game, and that game was against Philly. Other than that one game, they've been close every single game, pretty much every single game. So, do I want to pick Detroit? I mean, I guess that's the safe bet to cover the spread. Yeah. No love for the over/under on this one. I say under. Whatever it is, under. I don't see a lot of scoring on this one. Even though Minnesota's defense is bad, but can Detroit get points on the board? That's their issue. So it's like a counterbalance to each other. But I still would go with under. What's the over/under on this one?
46.5.
46.5.
Do you really see Detroit scoring more than 20 points?
I don't see them scoring 20, but I see them putting up at least. They get 16 a game, so
right.
It's safe to say they could probably put up close to 17 points a game, and then the rest of the points come from Minnesota, who puts up. Minnesota has one of the best offenses in the NFL this year. Minnesota's going to score points, so I like the over on this. If I take the over on, I like the over. I feel like that's too low.
46 too low. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's too low.
I still will go with the under.
What'll hurt?
I can see a 2017 win for Minnesota, something like that.
But the only way that goes under, in my opinion, though, would be is if either of these teams decide to run the ball and
right. Control the clock and just keep it low scoring. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think they're gonna do that. Like they're gonna air it out.
But Minnesota's run defense is terrible too. The whole defense is terrible, right? Not just the pass.
The defense as a whole.
Oh, okay.
It's terrible. They're not good.
So you're gonna go ahead and take the Detroit Lions to cover, Banks?
We both are.
Yeah, I think Detroit. I like Detroit to cover here. I mean, right now, 81% of the early bettors have took Minnesota -7. So the more people who keep, because everybody's looking at this as a lot, they're saying, "Oh well, Minnesota should definitely cover this." Okay, but the more people who bet on Minnesota, guess what? That raises the lines.
Right.
So don't be surprised to see this go up 7.5, maybe. Or actually, it opened at 7.5 and it went down. So some people are betting on Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, man, Detroit's going to cover this. I don't see Minnesota. I just don't see them. I don't know. Maybe I'm not that high on Minnesota yet. Maybe that's why. I mean,
can Detroit win this game?
No, I don't think Detroit wins this game at all. No, I don't think they have a shot to win. But the last time they played Detroit, I mean, the score was 17-19. So, and that was just what, 4 weeks ago? 5 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Week 5. So, yeah, man, give me Detroit. I think Detroit covers.
All right. Well, we got two that says Detroit covers. I don't think Detroit can cover against the Vikings. Sorry.
They're not getting blown out. They're not gonna get blown out. I don't see that.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. So we have the Arizona Cardinals at the Chicago Bears. The Arizona Cardinals are 7.5 point favorite. And I'm going to say it's safe to say that Kyler Murray is going to make his return after the past 4 weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
Why you say that? There's some news coming out?
They had the bye week. The ankle. I felt like the ankle was good to go 2 weeks ago, but they decided they want to let him sit another week. So this should be the week for Kyler Murray to be able to come back and play.
They had the chance to because they're 9-2, so it's not like a couple losses would hurt them. Hey, if he's not
Yes,
healthy,
it would hurt them.
But listen, if he's not healthy, I wouldn't play him against the Bears. Who cares about the Bears? I think Arizona is good enough to beat the Bears. That's just my opinion, with or without Kyler Murray. But if he's playing, give me the points. I don't.
We gotta keep that other team in the NFC West humble.
Yeah, I know you're talking about the Rams. Yeah, I mean they're right there. They still got a chance, 7-4, but we'll see. Even the 49ers are 6-5. That NFC, except the Seahawks, that's a tough division. But yeah, I think with Kyler Murray they cover. Without Kyler Murray, they still win, but I think the Bears cover. So it all depends on if he's playing, in my opinion.
Thanks.
Yo,
we can hear you.
Give me Arizona, man. I think Arizona's going to cover this even without Kyler Murray. Arizona has a top 5 offense in NFL in terms of points per game. In terms of points per game allowed, they're 4th. And yards allowed per game, they're 5th. Turnover differential, they're 5th. And so, statistically speaking here, if we go by analytics, Arizona should definitely cover the spread. I just don't think the Bears and Justin Fields and whoever's going to be the quarterback at that time.
You know who the quarterback is going to be.
Yeah, that quarterback is going to be a Dolphins quarterback soon in the future, Justin Fields.
Or Andy Dalton, whoever.
Did I miss something? Justin Fields is the Dolphins quarterback. What did I miss?
I'm saying he's going to be a Dolphins. Yeah, I'm just trolling. He's going to be a Dolphins quarterback in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just trolling.
I was going to say, I make that trade in a heartbeat. They can have Tua. What else you want?
Wait, hold up. I come on now. I got all this shit you've been talking about Justin Fields. Now you want him on the Dolphins?
I didn't say anything about Justin Fields.
Okay, we're not gonna get into that because we'll be here all night. But go ahead.
I didn't say anything about Justin Fields. All I said was, according to YouTube, that judging by the way he's playing, he deserves not to be on the team next year. That's based off what I got off the assessment of what you guys have been saying about any other quarterback that plays terrible. That's just what I got.
Anyway, what about the Bears pass rush? You don't factor that into the
Khalil Mack, no good defense.
No Khalil Mack, no defense.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I think Arizona. I think this is a lot. I think everybody better get this in now because, well, I mean, it's going up. It started at 7 and I was going up to 7.5, so he added a half a point. So you technically have to win by 8 to win the bet. I mean, yeah, 30. I think this is going to be a blowout. Like I think this, especially if Kyler Murray plays, I think they're going to just set the tone early. They're going to get the Bears out early and just coast the rest of the way out. They're not going to risk injury or anything like that because, if I'm not mistaken, the Arizona Cardinals, after they play the Bears, we got to go. They're back at home against the Rams. So I think they're going to try to get rid of the Bears early, so they can prepare for us. So give me Arizona. I think Arizona's going to wipe the board with Bears.
They call this a trap game. Trap game, man.
Yeah, because you'll be looking at the other week, but I feel better about the Cardinals covering the spread against the Bears versus we were just talking about the Minnesota Vikings covering the spread against the Lions. I think the Lions will do a better job in scoring points and moving the ball than the Bears do. The Bears their offense is non-existent, bro. It's just you should watch a game. It's that bad.
It's terrible.
It's terrible.
It's so terrible.
It's garbage.
We saw one on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's garbage, bro.
Didn't they win?
It's terrible.
Yeah, they won. Barely.
But it was
Barely. I'm gonna go ahead and say that Arizona Cardinals are gonna cover the 7.5.
Agreed.
We good?
We good.
Yeah, that's a wipe across the board.
All right. So next up we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons, like I said earlier, are still in the playoff hunt for the NFC as far as the NFC South is concerned with Matt Ryan, considering how bad the Falcons look. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I mean, didn't they play well against them the first game? The Falcons did lose the game, but they kept up with them until the end, right? 10.5
Turnovers.
with turnovers. Yeah, 10.5. I think I would take Tampa Bay to cover the spread. I think the Falcons will keep it close, but I think Tampa Bay will, push through the end and then probably, win by double digits. But it'll be a good game up until the fourth quarter, I believe.
Yeah. I don't like the spread at all, especially with that hook there at 10.5. I mean, that half point, it's just a big turnover. That just puts more pressure on Tampa, who's already doesn't do a good job covering spreads. They were 3-7 against the spread this year. Atlanta's 1-8 against the spread. So neither one of these teams are they do a good job covering spreads. So that's what it comes down to. They have a losing record against the spread. So neither is a good bet. So then that makes me think about it. Then I look at the over-under. The over and under is 50.5 points. I'm definitely taking the under on that.
Under? Really?
Absolutely.
You don't think Atlanta can score? They can score. They just can't stop anybody.
No, I agree. But the thing is, I think that Tampa is going to come out with an initiative because of what happened in the last game. And they're going to play a little bit more motivated and not so lax. And I think you're going to see a very good Tampa Bay. This is around the time that we start to see Tampa turning up. Gronk is back and things like that, whatever. So they may possibly end up covering the spread. I just don't like that number. 10.5 is just not a number I want to touch. So I saw the over under 50.5 points. I mean, no, I don't see Atlanta. I think Atlanta's going to get dug up. I think they're going to get destroyed. And they're going to have a hard time putting the ball in the end zone.
That's interesting. Only because Atlanta can score, but your whole point about Tampa Bay a little bit more more motivated because the first game, I agree with you. I think that they took Atlanta for granted and were kind of lax a little bit, and they just kept scoring on them. So I get that point, but even if you're motivated, can you really stop Atlanta's offense? We'll see. I think what they should do is try to hold time of possession, keep the ball as long as they can, run the ball, and keep the ball out of Atlanta's hands, and maybe that'll work. But yeah, if they have a shootout, I think that spread can be covered.
Right.
Well, I think the Atlanta Falcons are going to cover that 10.5.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Divisional game. Atlanta Falcons are at home. I'm going to go ahead and take the Falcons to cover the spread.
Yeah, but my question for you is, since you're taking Atlanta to cover, where do they get their points from?
What do you mean where they're going to get their points from? They're going to score.
Okay.
I feel like
I know they're going to score, but where? Like who is going to be? Is Cordell Patterson coming back? Where is the? Because I think, and again, I'm not trying to argue your point. I mean, your bet is your bet. I'm just saying, I feel Tampa is going to come out a little bit more motivated, and they're going to play defense. So,
once you get to like week 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, that's when the real teams come out and the real teams, get better, and they'll show you like that. It'll show you who the real teams are. So I think I understand his point. Tampa's going to try to turn the corner and show everybody that they're, that they're for real. But again, it all depends if you can stop that Falcons offense. I think they can. I just don't know if they will, but we'll see. But again, still, in my opinion, Tampa with the points.
You never know. Tom Brady might struggle and throw another game with 3 picks.
Right.
It has happened.
It's not like Matt Ryan has been playing out of his mind either. They're both they've been up and down. So
I hear you, but I'm still going to take the Falcons to cover that 10.5.
Well, maybe they'll start Josh
I like
Rosen.
the under in this one.
What'd you say, G? What'd you say?
I said maybe they'll start Josh Rosen and have a better chance.
You never know.
I hope to God. I hope Matt Ryan gets sick or something like a flu, and he just can't play the game, and then Matt Ryan is selected as a starter. Oh my God!
He might get in the COVID protocol.
Who knows? Well, I don't want him to get COVID, but I just want him to have a bad.
Just to be in the protocol, just to take precaution. That's it.
Like LeBron, and then go sign a. Never mind.
I knew that was coming, man.
What's our next pick, man?
I don't know about this game. This game is Indianapolis Colts at Houston Texans. The Colts are a 9.5 favorite. I mean, what argument can you say here? I don't think you can argue, anyway. But go ahead. Let me just say this real fast. Shout out to
I don't know, man.
Ricky and Noah real fast. We had them on the show a couple months ago, and hey, the Indianapolis Colts are well in the playoff.
For real.
Unfortunately, the Tennessee Titans are just free sliding down the AFC South right now. So it's looking like it's the Indianapolis Colts division to lose. That's my honest opinion.
They're sitting at 6-6, and the Titans are 8-4. That's not too far behind. A couple games, they're in first place. Yeah, you're right.
A couple games. So in the near future, if you guys are actually listening to this, we would love to have you back on the show for you to talk your talk, and no pun intended, and also direct your anger towards Quinte because Quinte did not believe in you guys.
Hey, listen, I agree, but this is a huge game for the Colts. They have to win this game.
It ain't a huge game. It
is a huge. It's a divisional game. They down already by 2.
Cakewalk, 9.5. I'm taking it 9.5.
Okay.
I understand that having Tyrod Taylor back in the starting lineup does something for the Houston Texans, but at the same time, also shout out to Spitz too. My bad, Spitz. Didn't mean no disrespect, but at the same time, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Indianapolis Colts covering the 9.5.
I mean, I agree with you.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll with Indianapolis here, man. It sucks because I've been pretty much betting with the Texans quite a bit. I think I said that the Houston Texans were going to cover against the
Dolphins,
Tennessee Titans a few weeks ago, and the Dolphins, and they did. The Texans are 3-4-2 against the spread, which is respectable. They're like right there. The Colts are 2-6-2 against the spread. So again, analytics and the numbers tell me that Houston is probably going to end up covering the 8.5. I just feel like the Colts are going to they're looking to get those easy victories and do it impressive. Like just get them out of the way so we can move on to the next game because that last game. They had Tampa on the road. Like I don't know how they lost that game. I don't get it. I'm not understanding how they lost. They were dominating that game from start to finish. Well, not to finish because they didn't win, but from the beginning. And for some strange reason, after halftime, they just forgot how to play football. They gave up 20. The Buccaneers went on a 24-7 run in the second half. I don't know what happened there, and that's so unlike the Indianapolis Colts, who've been all season long. They've been disciplined. They've been well coached. They're playing good defense. Carson Wentz looked like Carson Wentz of old. He doesn't turn the ball over. And then all of a sudden, the second half comes, and Carson Wentz comes up and throws 2 interceptions. He gets sacked. I mean, it was just weird. So, but I think the Colts are going to cover the 8.5. I think they're going to be a little bit more motivated and be upset that they let that game get away from them. So yeah, give me the Colts.
Everybody's on the Colts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go ahead. Let's move on.
Listen, man, these people they just stayed in New Jersey because they was already there playing the Giants, and now they're playing the Jets. It's like I just got to vent for a second. How do we lose against the Giants? Everybody and their mama beating the Giants, but somehow we managed to lose. You want
the simple answer?
Go ahead.
Because Jordan Howard wasn't playing.
I guess so. I don't think they can lose twice in New Jersey. So give me I'm going with the Eagles. This is a quiet pick because I'm afraid because the Jets scare me. The Jets scare me because they can just come out of nowhere and score over 30 points just every once in a while. But I'm going with the Eagles. Cover the spread.
You ain't gonna say it with your chest?
I'm going with the Eagles to cover the spread.
6.5.
They better win. They better win. They gotta win.
Thanks.
That game last night pissed me off. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I mean that, and I don't feel so confident on that though. Like,
are you trolling right now? Or are you being?
No, I'm not. I'm being dead serious. The Eagles look like shit last week. That's just what it is. They play like shit. I mean,
hey, they need that energizer, buddy. What's the saying in the 2K rep that we see? It says the weakest link might be the battery. That's what it said. The weakest link might be the battery.
Right. I mean, the Giants, the Jets are coming off that victory against the Houston Texans. You know, yes, the Texans. You know, but the Jets are they play hard, man. They play hard. They have a 6-4 record against the spread, and so does the Eagles. The Eagles are 6-4 against the spread as well. So you know what?
Oh hell no! Oh hell no! You're not about to do it.
Yeah, you know what?
Oh Lord, here we go. Upset pick, money line, the Jets. Is that what you said?
No, definitely not. But
okay.
I am going to go with the New York Jets to cover the spread. I'm going to change that. I feel like that's too many points for the Eagles, with Jalen Hurts not playing as well as he did, and then as the board mentioned, you know, with Jordan Howard, does Jordan Howard play or not? If not, it looks like your chances are going to be slim even more. And Jalen Reagor, I don't know what happened with him. He can't seem to catch a ball at all. I mean, I don't know. Give me the Jets.
Go ahead, Devore. You're picking the Jets too, right?
Considering the fact that the New York Jets give up over 128 yards a game, currently sitting right now, Jordan Howard is questionable. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Eagles. But I feel the Jets are going to be able to cover the spread, though.
I mean, you guys wouldn't be wrong. I mean, I just hate the fact that you guys are right, but I can't pick against my team. I ain't doing it two weeks in a row.
Hey,
not 2 weeks in a row, but 2 times.
I'm looking to make some money. You do you.
Cool. I'm not picking against the Eagles.
Yeah, you do you. Let's move on. So we have the Los Angeles Chargers at the Cincinnati Bengals. Shout out to the Cincinnati Bengals. You know what? I just said something about the Chargers earlier too. I hate the Chargers too. I really do.
Why?
Because they're underachievers and inconsistent.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
I hate the Chargers.
I used to.
They can't play defense at all.
I used to put them in the same light with Buffalo, but I think Buffalo's better than LA Chargers.
Yeah, they're just a joke, man. The Chargers are, and what's crazy is they still have a pretty good record. They're 6-5, but against the spread they're 4-3, which I thought they were going to be actually worse. And the Bengals are 5-3. Yeah. So who y'all got in this? I'm going with the Bengals to cover.
I'm going with Bengals money line.
I'm going to go ahead and go with. I'm going to go with the Bengals, too. They're going to cover that. We look at the money line for the Bengals, by the way.
The money line is -165. The Chargers is +145.
All right. Well, yep. Let me go ahead and say the Bengals to cover then.
I changed my bet. Bengals to cover. As far as the over-under, what is it, like 48? I think it was 47.5 or 48.
50.5. It went up.
Oh, 50.
It went up.
Okay, went up.
So the under, well, you know what? That might go. You know, I don't see both of these teams. Well, you know what? Both of these teams will score. So
they
can might actually keep going higher. They both can score. They don't. Neither one. Well, Cincinnati plays a little bit better defense than the Chargers do. Cincinnati only allows 20.5 points a game, which is 6th best in the NFL. Whereas the Chargers, they give up almost 27 points a game, which is 29th
you
best in
scored
the league.
30-20 or 33-20. I mean, you cover the spread right there. So I would go over on this one.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go over.
I'm still going with 3 for Cincinnati. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the 3 too. I'm going with the spread. I'm just saying the over/under isn't a bad pick here either.
That's too risky for me. That's way too risky for me. I just don't want to mess with over and under. Like, I just feel like that is the most unpredictable bet you could possibly make is the over and under, because I feel like a couple of pick sixes will screw that, or for a fumble 6 or a block punt could just screw up the over and under.
Oh, like the Indianapolis Colts and the Miami Dolphins.
Yep.
Oh no, or the Miami Dolphins and the Oakland or the Las Vegas Raiders.
That's it.
When the Dolphins scored that last second touchdown thanks to
That's it.
Yep, went over. Yeah, I feel
That's
you.
it.
I got screwed out of $3,000 that game too.
Damn.
Speaking of the Dolphins, hit the next one. We have the New York Jets
Giants.
the New York Giants at the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins are currently on a 3-game winning streak.
Really? Thought it was
The Dolphins are also. It's a 4-game win streak. Did I miscount my team?
They were 1-7 and they're 5-4, right?
Five.
They did.
5.
It's 4-game winning streak.
Yeah, they've won. They won 4 in a row. Texans, Baltimore, Jets.
They won 4 in a row. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, 4.
Oh, let me ask you guys this: are the Dolphins going into the playoffs this year?
No. But there's a shot.
No, I think okay, there's a shot, and I'm not hating or trolling. The reason why they might not make it to the playoffs, if you look at the AFC West, Chiefs are 7-4, Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos are all 6-5. So one of those teams or 2 of those teams might make it in the playoffs. So I don't know. And then you got the Bengals at 7-4. The Steelers, as bad as they've been, they can still make the playoffs. And then you got the Colts and the Titans can make. So it's going to be hard for the Dolphins to get in, but they can. They can.
Yeah. Plus the Dolphins are behind in their own division too. They're behind too.
That too.
I mean, they lost to the Patriots. They beat the Bills.
No,
they lost to the Bills.
They got swept by the
Bills.
Bills.
Twice to the Bills. Yeah,
Bills swept them.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Dolphins have to win out. They have to win out, and they're going to need a lot of help to cover that. It's just they shot themselves in the foot. It's just a lot.
Okay. So let me go ahead and just read you the last 4 games of the season for the Dolphins. So they got the Giants this week, then the Jets, then the Saints, then the Titans, then the Patriots. And they went out.
Well, no.
Nah. No, they're not going to win out because I don't think the Dolphins is. Well, they're gonna beat the Giants. I think they're going to beat the Giants. But
first off, the Patriots are not going to lose to the Dolphins twice. That's not going to happen. But go ahead.
Right. Dolphins are favored by what, 4.5? The spread it opened at 2.5. Wait, it's up now. It's at 4.5 now for what I'm looking at. Most sites have it at 4.5. So all the money is coming in right now on the Dolphins. People are jumping all over the Dolphins, both on the money line and the over and the spread. I don't know, man.
Well, this is a no-brainer. I'm taking them against Mike Glennon. Come on now, it's Mike Glennon.
Oh, Mike Glennon's a quarterback?
Yes, he is.
That's why everybody's jumping in on that. Makes sense now. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah, give me the Dolphins. The Dolphins are gonna make target practice on him. They're gonna tear him up. Yeah, give me the Dolphins to cover.
Yeah, me too. I agree.
Dolphins, easy.
All right, next.
We have the Washington football team at the Las Vegas Raiders, excuse me. The Raiders are 2.5-point favorites.
I always underestimate the Washington football team. I always say, where do they come from? But they always come out, either cover the spread or win the game that they're not supposed to. I think that's why the spread is low for the Raiders, because the Washington football team they're playing a little better, or they're playing much better than they did in earlier this season. So, I mean, I'll go with the Raiders to cover the spread, but this is close, man. This is going to be close, in my opinion.
Washington is 6-4 against the spread. The Raiders are 3-6. Washington is on a 3-game winning streak.
Right.
I don't know, man. I mean, both of these teams can kind of put up some points. You know, they're okay in terms of points per game. Washington is 20th. Raiders are 17th. Defense is where the problem is with these two guys. Washington doesn't play good defense, and neither does the Raiders. The Raiders are 30th in the NFL in defense. The Washington is 25th. So we got two teams that don't stop anybody, and they put up points. So, and they move the ball up and down the field, and they run the ball. So I don't know. I'm feeling, damn, man, because I mean Washington, man, they do it. Maybe. This is tough. I feel like this should be a pick'em game, man. This is
straight up. Yeah.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go with the Las Vegas Raiders, and I want to take them with the spread. The spread is only 2.5, so they would have to win, by at least 3 points, which is a field goal. So yeah, give me the Raiders.
So a money line pick for Washington, that wouldn't be a good pick? No, you don't think so?
Yes, it would be an excellent pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a great pick because Washington is very likely to beat the Raiders.
I'm money line the football team. Just FYI.
Yeah, it's a likely bet.
Yeah.
Money line.
Washington. I mean, if you're going to take Washington, yeah, exactly. If you're going to take Washington to cover 2.5, you might as well
money line.
Right, exactly.
Might as well money line.
Where we at, G? Money line.
I said initially the Raiders to cover the spread. I'm gonna stick with it. I think because they're at home, and I think their offense is a little better than the Washington football team offense, so I'll stick with the Raiders to cover the spread. But money line, I agree with you. That's not a bad pick either.
Money line Raiders. Man, money line Washington football team. They're playing great football right now. Not sold on the Las Vegas Raiders offense moving forward. I believe Darren Waller, he'll be missing this game too.
Oh wow, that's just pain, right? Yeah, that's a game.
Oh wow, that might.
I don't have the injury report.
Yeah, damn, that might change everything. Okay, you know what? We're allowed to change our pick, so I'm gonna money line the Washington football team.
I feel like the Washington football team's secondary has tightened up a whole lot.
They're playing a little better. They're playing a little better on defense. They're 3 games in a row, nice wins. So yeah, I'll change my pick. You changing, DeVore? Or you sticking?
I'm money line in Washington.
He would.
Yeah, I mean Banks. You changing, or you sticking with the Raiders?
It's a tough pick for me, man. It really is. I'm not trying to be difficult here. It's just I don't trust either one of these teams.
That's true.
I just don't trust them. But I want to go with the hot hand, which is Washington, of course. Washington's won 3 games in a row, but it's just, I feel comfortable betting against the Raiders? I don't. I don't think, But yeah, I'm gonna stay with my pick. I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
Okay.
All right. Time to go. We have the Baltimore Ravens at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Baltimore Ravens are a 3.5-point favorite. I feel like if this was any other team, they would be the favorite. But with that being said, what's going on with Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens offense?
Kind of been stagnant for a little bit, I don't know if they're either figuring them out or they're in the mid-season woe and maybe they just have to reconnect. I don't know what's going on, but you would look at these two teams and you would say 3.5, 3.5. Like that's too. The Steelers are terrible, but again, it's something about that Steelers-Ravens rivalry. Even with all the old players gone, it still means something. So these games are always going to be close. Obviously, the Ravens are a better team, but you just never know. The Steelers come out of nowhere and just have a great defensive game. I mean, who thought the Dolphins were going to beat the Ravens? So if they can follow their game plan and try to limit Lamar as much as they can, this would be my upset pick. I got the Steelers money line. That's just me. I could be wrong, but I'm going with the Steelers, especially at home. Divisional game, yeah.
Tough. But to answer the question about Lamar, I really don't know what's going on to Lamar Jackson. But what I like about him though is the fact that he took on Twitter and he took accountability for the last game. The fact that he played very bad, he took accountability. It's like, hey, I'm going back into the lab, Ravens fans. In short.
I can't remember how many turnovers did he have that game?
You just trolled.
I think he had 3.
He had 3. Okay, I'm not trolling. I totally forgot. I got amnesia when it comes to I just needed to be reminded real fast. I mean, take away turnovers. But my bad. I'm sorry. I interrupted you. Go ahead, please.
I think Josh Rosen has 6 or 7 turnovers.
I'm sorry I interrupted you. We talk about the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers game.
No. Don't worry. We talk about Baltimore, but the one I want to talk about is coming up soon. Don't worry.
So what? Okay. Did you make a pick?
Oh no, he's lucky. They got a bye week. He's lucky. Oh, he's lucky. That they got a bye week this week.
They got a bye week this week.
You dodged a bullet.
Oh man. So I'm assuming Banks is going with Baltimore.
Probably, yeah.
No, I'm actually no. I'm going. I don't like the spread on this either. This is come on, man. This is the Ravens and the Steelers, man. Like, how can anybody pick any team in this matchup, bro? Like, how can anybody feel comfortable picking any team? I'm going to go with the under here. I feel like it's going to be a slugfest. Lamar is not going to catch a break. I mean, he's just not. He had a bad week this week. He's probably going to have an even worse week against Pittsburgh defensively. Pittsburgh does a good job, game planning against him, but the Pittsburgh's defense is slowly falling down the trail, though. I mean, they're 20th in terms of total offense, points per game. They're 23rd, I'm sorry, in points a game allowed. They're 22nd in total yards. They're 25th in total yards allowed. So this team is just bad. They're -4 in turnover differential, which is 22nd in the league. But then when you flip it over to the Ravens are -7, which is 27th in the league, and that's partly due to the fact that Lamar turns the ball over so much. So I feel like the under is going to come into play here. I feel like Lamar's probably going to struggle again because Pittsburgh is probably going to play a little bit more motivated because this is a must win for the Pittsburgh Steelers. With that tie didn't help them at all.
At all.
And they got to win. They got to find a way to win because the Ravens are slowly pulling away, and the Bengals are right there too. So,
right.
This might be the year Mike Tomlinson is sitting on the sidelines and at home on the couch.
Excuse me.
Yeah, again, 0-7 in the playoffs for Marvin Lewis. But go ahead.
We're not even gonna get into that, but
plus it's going to be a cold weather game too. It's going to be 24 degrees, so this has under written all over it, in my opinion.
Under slow slugfest game, in my opinion.
Right.
I'm going to moneyline Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be wrong.
Yeah, not a bad pick.
All right, let's do it. What we got? Oh, a bye week.
Yeah, pretty much a bye week. Yeah. I mean, come on. I don't think there's no real discussion in this one. I don't know if the Jaguars is just not a good team. I mean, they've won a couple games here and there, but I think the Rams will. I think this is a good game for the Rams because they've been, they haven't been winning
get back
lately.
on track.
to get back on track.
To
Yes,
practice a couple plays.
No, but to get back on track and get back to their identity, I think that I don't know. I've been watching them. I don't know what the hell they're doing on defense. Like they don't know if they want to play man, if they want to play zone. Like I don't know what is going on with the damn
There
Ram
is something
defense.
I did want to
Raheem
bring
Morris.
up about last week's game versus the Green Bay Packers and Devontae Adams and Jalen Ramsey. I felt like there were some situations where Jalen Ramsey did get a little bit exposed in that game. And there were also situations where Aaron Rodgers and, excuse me, I can't pronounce his name to save my life. What's the head coach's name for the Packers?
I don't.
Geez, why can I not
LaFleur?
think of his? Yes, Matt
LaFleur,
LaFleur.
yeah.
Matt LaFleur.
Yeah.
They just
Mhm.
drew up some plays where we end up getting Jalen Ramsey out on the perimeter or whoever else was out there outside of putting Devontae Adams in the slot. So that's as far as that's concerned. I felt like they did a phenomenal job drawing that up to defend Jalen Ramsey and putting Devontae Adams in a perfect situation for him.
I mean, I
plays.
hear you, but if you look at the way they play defense, I don't know, man. Like they just don't know what they're doing. Either it's play calling or they just don't know what they're doing. I don't understand the Rams defense. I thought they were good, but they're not good, or they haven't been playing well lately. But we'll see.
Well, this is. Let me go ahead and let Bank go ahead and handle the rest of this particular pick. Oh, I already knew. Oh,
Yeah.
Quinte.
Shout out to Quinte.
Yeah. Shout out to Quinte. I just drew a blank real fast. Bobby, I was trying to figure out who that was, but Bobby McCain, yes. They should have did that from the jump. Thanks. I guess the Los Angeles Rams may have Banks just speechless right now.
I mean, but again, this is a good game to get them back on track. This is like a
it's I feel like it's going to be a timing to get the timing back on back right where it needs to be. We're gonna roll out some stuff that we've been working on. We're gonna try to figure some things out, and hopefully Matthew Stafford, as far as the turnovers, we'll be able to fix that moving forward.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah, man. Gut feeling is telling me take the Jacksonville Jaguars to cover this. This is how bad the Rams defenses look, but
yeah, but that bad for Jacksonville to cover you?
Hey, man, have you ever heard of Raheem Morris?
Yeah.
I'm telling everybody what the Rams' problem is. Nobody's want to listen to me, but I'm telling everybody what the Rams' issue is. Raheem Morris does not know how to coach this defense. It's very, very obvious. And to the point about Jalen Ramsey did not get exposed by Devontae Adams. I don't know why everybody's just trying to run around trolling and bringing that point up. Devontae Adams had 8 catches for 104 yards. 3 of those catches were against Jalen Ramsey for only 20 yards. So, with that being said, Jalen Ramsey is excluded from this conversation.
Did he catch the ball?
Aaron Donald is excluded from this conversation.
Did he catch the ball?
I am going to put the pressure
Did he
on
catch
the
the
rest
ball?
of the defense.
Did he catch
what ball?
Did he catch the ball on Jalen Ramsey?
Yeah, he caught the ball. I mean, what is Jalen Ramsey? What is he? Just Jalen Ramsey not allow a catch? Like he's got that. He's got that elite. He doesn't allow a catch. Come on, bro. That's just unreasonable. Like, in today's NFL, that's unreasonable. You're trolling. I'm not trying to do that.
I'm not trolling. I'm just saying he caught the ball though. I'm just saying when he caught every time that Jalen Ramsey was on him, he caught the ball. I'm just saying, like, come on now, bro.
The quarterback in the NFL is Jalen Ramsey, number 5 for the Los Angeles Rams. We're moving on from that.
I'm just curious. Like, out of the 5 times you was checking him, he caught 4 out of those 5 passes.
3
out of the 5
for 20 yards.
For 20 yards. Oh, okay.
Which were mostly slants. Now, the last time Jalen Ramsey went up against Devontae Adams, which happened to be in the playoff last year, I will on the record admit, like I said at that time, Devontae Adams destroyed Jalen Ramsey. So
That's
let's not
music.
get it. Let's not get
That's
it twisted.
music to my.
This
That sounded so weird coming out of your mouth.
But again,
it was funny.
I don't know why.
It
I don't know
was
why
funny.
anybody takes satisfaction from that. Like Devontae Adams isn't the best receiver in the NFL, who also has one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in the NFL, throwing the ball. So anyway, we're not going to go there because he's not getting exposed by scrubs like Xavier Howard was getting exposed at the beginning of the season. But anyway, we're not going to go there. The point is, the Rams are not playing defense. That's the problem. That's the problem I have with the Rams. I'm not going to stand here and rumble. I think the Rams are going to cover this. I want to say the Rams consciously. They're supposed to cover. This is the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're supposed to cover this. We're supposed to beat the shit out of Jacksonville. Do I trust the Rams to cover the 13? I don't. So I'm going to go on the record right now and say Jacksonville's going to cover this 13 points.
You think Jacksonville will win?
No, they're not going to win. Hell no. I won't be that stupid.
Okay.
But they're going to cover this 13. Because the defense, Raheem Morris in the defense is going to find a way to make even the Jacksonville Jaguars offense look like he's got something. That's how garbage and shit Raheem Morris is. And I want him, excuse my language, and sorry, because I know we don't use the type of language on the pod, but I'm so frustrated and I'm so angry because Raheem Morris is terrible. He does not make any adjustments. I don't know why he has Jalen Ramsey playing this rover position. You need to put Jalen Ramsey on the best guy at all times to eliminate everything. If you go back and watch the Green Bay Packers game against the Los Angeles Rams, every time Aaron Rodgers attacked with Devontae Adams down the field, either Darius Williams was on Devontae Adams or number 21, Dante Deon. Why? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Our safeties, they have the worst ball awareness ever. Like Taylor Rapp and Jordan Fuller, they don't mesh well. They don't work together. We really miss Johnson, who left us and went to the Browns. We miss him. Like it's very obvious. We miss him, having him in his presence in the secondary. So, but the good thing is the spotlight that I want to bring up before we move to the next pick. The spotlight is Von Miller started to get a little hot in the fourth quarter. I don't know if anybody noticed that, but Von Miller was getting after the quarterback a lot in the fourth quarter. Hopefully, this translates over to the next game. If Von Miller and his defense plays like they're supposed to play, the Rams should cover this 13-point spread with no type of energy even being used. They should cover this easily. But because Raheem Morris is my defensive coordinator, I want to take the Jacksonville Jaguars to cover this spread because I can't stand Raheem Morris. It gets on my goddamn nerves. I hate you, Raheem Morris.
Tell us how you really feel. Let it out.
Yes, I can't stand this motherfucker. It's terrible.
Yeah, the play calling is not good.
It's not, bro.
Yeah.
Garbage. Ridiculous. You got Hall of Fame, all-pro talent almost at every single position. Linebacker, defensive line, secondary, and you don't know how to use it. Like, bro, don't get me started. I can't stand Raheem Morris. I hate that guy.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and take your word for it. I don't even think I need to pick.
Okay.
The San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks.
Too low.
I did want to say that there's a rumor out there about Russell Wilson's there's a possibility he may not be in Seattle next year. So what we thinking about the Seattle Seahawks?
You're going to the Dolphins
this year, anyway. Let's just put the microscope on the Seattle Seahawks this year.
I think they need a new overhaul. They need to, basically rebuild. I think they had a good run. They weren't the most dominant team, but they were the most. They stayed relevant. They stayed in competition. They stayed competing. Playoffs every year. But I think that whole run is over. Once they lost their defensive guys, Legion of Boom, and they got older, I think that's when the decline started. And I think Russell Wilson, he needs a new He needs a new team. Needs a new environment. I think they just need to blow it up. The coach, everything. They just need to blow it up. I think it's done. They stressed that out as long as they could. But without that defense that they had, they're not the same team anymore. And I believe that this spread is too low. I think the 49ers are a much better team than Seattle. But according to the spread, I'll just go with the 49ers to cover.
In the great words of the legend Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend.
Really?
Something very important to remember. Yes, this is serious, and this is very critical that I want to bring up. 2 very key injuries happened this past week for the 49ers. Big injuries. First injury, leading receiver Deebo Samuel is out at least 1 to 2 weeks. He's not playing this game. Second injury, defensive player of the year, one of the front runners, Fred Warner, out at least 1 to 2 weeks. Give me Seattle to cover. I'm actually going to take Seattle. I'm going to go on the record here and take Seattle as my upset pick of the week.
Damn. Took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to go ahead.
Who's the quarterback?
Russell Wilson.
Oh, he's playing? Okay.
I'm money lining the Seattle Seahawks too.
I think Seattle's going to upset him.
I ain't changing. I'm sorry. I can't.
Yeah,
I'm not really sold on the 49ers anyway.
Me either.
I think they're good enough to win this game, though, the 49ers, but, we'll see.
Again, divisional game in Seattle. No.
Seattle, division game, NFC West showdown.
No. Pump the brakes on that one.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
2 money lines, and you took the San Fran to cover the spread.
Right, correct.
All right, let's go to the next one. We have the Denver Broncos at the Kansas City Chiefs.
The big game.
10 points. They gave the Kansas City Chiefs 10 points.
That's too many points.
That's way too many.
That's too many points.
But Kansas City on this one, right? Are we all in agreement, or you think Denver?
No. I'm taking Denver to cover that spread.
Okay.
Even though I'm not really a fan of the quarterback, but they find ways to win, and I'm not sold on the Kansas City Chiefs are completely back to being that dominant offense. So, and plus the Denver Broncos are playing some great defense too as well. Also, it's another divisional game as well. So with that being said, I'm definitely going to take the Denver Broncos to cover the 10 points.
Kansas City has recovered a little bit. I mean, I don't think they're back to what they used to be, but they've gotten better. I think what happened earlier this season, teams adjusted to Kansas City and the offense was kind of stagnant, but they've changed up a little bit. They started running the ball a little more, short passes. I think they've adjusted to what the league adjusted to them. So I think, but at the same time, the Broncos are playing well defensively at least. So I tend to agree with you. I think they'll cover the spread. I think Kansas City will win the game, but it'll be close. I think Denver will cover the spread, I should say. Sorry. The Broncos.
Yeah, but I think I figured out why this spread is so high, because Denver is more likely going to have Drew Lock at quarterback again, which, oh my gosh. I really thought that kid was going to be really good. I don't know what happened to him. I was very high on Drew Lock.
I was high on him too as well.
Yeah, he's garbage. Plus,
Denver I think he needs more time.
Well, he didn't get it in Denver. He's done after this year. He'll find it somewhere else. But in Denver, his time is the sun is set on him. He's not happening. But 10.5 points that's a lot of points for Kansas City. That's a lot of points. And they're not good at covering spread. I think Kansas City is 2-7 against 2-7 against the spread. I think the Broncos, and plus what's not helping the Broncos in this situation too is the fact that Melvin Gordon, was limited in practice today too.
Don't need
possibility him. That but still he's part of that 1-2 punch they got in Denver right now in the running game.
And they get the keys.
You're right. I think Denver covers, but Kansas City wins this game. But just FYI, because we talked about Seattle, don't be surprised if Seattle ends up letting go of Russell Wilson and trading or whatever, don't sleep on Denver stepping in and making a trade for Russell Wilson.
I feel like
I think
Denver's
that would
going to
be
be
a
a
good
top
trade,
landing
yeah.
spot for any team at this point. I mean, for any top quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I like Russell Wilson in Denver. Russell Wilson will then have a defense again, which kind of, was what he needs, believe it or not. He needs a defense to play to keep, so he can protect the leads. I think Russell Wilson will be great in Denver, personally.
What about with the Saints?
Yeah. Russell Wilson will be great anywhere because he's just that good. But I think he'd be
Sure.
even better in Denver.
Okay.
So we're saying, G, you said the Chiefs are going to cover the 10 points?
No. The Broncos are going to cover. I just said the Chiefs are going to win.
Oh, so we're all in agreement that the Broncos are going to cover the 10 points.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. All right, final game.
This is the game of the week right here.
I'm inclined to agree with you. The New England Patriots at the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are a 3-point favorite. I'm going to go ahead and go with the New England Patriots to upset the Buffalo Bills.
I 100% agree with you. 1,000% agree with you. I think for Buffalo, this is the game for them. Like, this is the game because a lot of people like Greg have been saying the Buffalo Bills are real and they've kind of been sliding a little bit. But this is the game for Buffalo to come out and say, yeah, we are a real team, because New England is a real deal team. They are almost perfect in every faction. Special teams, offense, defensively. That's a team. They got a team. So if Buffalo can find a way to beat New England, it'll be good for them. But it's not going to happen. New England's going to upset them. I don't see it happen. I think New England's a better team. I think they'll win this division. And I think they can be quietly one of the best teams in the league, because that man, he can coach a team, man. I'm telling you. And
who's that man?
The quarterback, Bill Belichick. Come on, man. He's like the Greg Popovich of the NFL.
Say his name. Say his name.
Yeah, man, that team's a real deal team, and I think they can upset Buffalo. But if Buffalo wins, it'll be good for them. It's like a good morale win for them.
It's
they
like
have
Tom
to win this
Brady.
game, Buffalo does.
It's like Tom Brady never left, right?
No, it's not like that. I'm gonna say all that. Come on.
You can't say that when last year they sucked. Maybe Tom Brady won Super Bowl, but that's the board.
Yeah.
All right, Beggs, where you at, man?
It's tough, man. This game is closer than a lot of people think. But I want to route Buffalo here, man. I think Buffalo's going to cover, and I think that win streak snaps. I think Buffalo is going to come out there, and they're going to get back to basics. They're going to use Josh Allen in ways that he needs to be used, just similar to Lamar Jackson. They're not pocket-style passers. They need to get out the pocket, use their legs, be a part of the offense, both passing and running the ball, and it's going to make life a lot harder for defenses to figure them out. When you have quarterbacks that are very prone to running the ball and you keep them inside the pocket, you just help the other team's defense out by doing that. Right. I think Buffalo has the advantage of being at home, and I think that crowd is going to come out there pumped and ready to go. And Josh Allen is going to come out there and play a very, very good football game. I'm going to go out on the limb and say he's going to do it all that game. He's going to have close to like 250, 300 yards passing, maybe 2 or 3 touchdowns. He's probably going to get close to 50 to 80 yards rushing as well. He's going to really step it up, in my opinion.
I'm going to go ahead and stick with my money line pick for the New England Patriots, to be honest. I feel like the streak continues and the Buffalo Bills continue to free fall the AFC East.
Okay.
All right, there you go. That's our week 13 betting and spreads. We are approaching the hour and 15 mark. Did we have any final thoughts before we end up closing this thing out?
Just want to say the Phoenix Suns, 17 wins in a row. They're a real team. I think they kind of exposed. First of all, Steph Curry only had 12 points, so they kind of played great defense on him. And they exposed the issue with the Warriors, which is they're small. They're too small. I think JaVale McGee and Andrew Bogut, even Kevin Durant when he was there, they had size. They just have James Wiseman. He's not playing. That's the issue with the Warriors. That's their big issue. They're too small. They've been out rebounded. And if you can slow down Steph Curry, which you can, he's not unbeatable. You have a chance to beat them. But that boy Clay coming back, so it's gonna be hard. I personally want to see these two teams in the Western Conference Finals. I think it would be amazing. They play again on Friday, so we'll see. But I just want to say, shout out to the Phoenix Suns. They've been playing amazing basketball.
They're not beating them in a 7-game series.
We would never know, man.
They're not beating them
means a lot.
They're not beating them in a 7-game series. That's impossible. Is Wiseman? When is Wiseman coming back? Because him and
projected another month
the same timetable, right?
No, Wiseman coming back another month, so maybe in January. But let me just say this: I feel like I get the whole. You can slow Steph down in the playoffs. You double team and play physical with him. That is a lot of reasons why they got Kevin Durant, because when you slow down Steph, you just can't stop KD. So them not having KD, they're not a lock to win the championship. I'm telling you, this Warriors team is good, but there's some good teams in the West, so we'll see. But I want to see them two face in a 7-game series. I think the Warriors might edge them out, but you just never know, man. Phoenix might be motivated. They lost in the finals. You just never know. We'll see. But I can't wait until I see these two teams playing in the playoffs. I want to see this so much. But go ahead. I'm done.
Go ahead, Banks.
Well, to your point, hopefully Devin Booker's okay. I think he went down with a hamstring injury last night. So it's up in the air whether he's even going to play that game or not. And but yeah, you're right, man. The Warriors are a really good basketball team. They're right there. I said, and I'll say it again. I don't think anybody has beaten the Golden State Warriors straight up with their guys healthy and everything. So until I see that happen, I'm going to pick the Warriors as long as Clay, Dre, and Steph are together on that same team and they're shooting the way they shoot and they play defense the way they play defense. I'm going to pick them against anybody. I don't care what team it is, including the Brooklyn Nets with Kevin Durant. I don't care who it is.
They've proven nice to me that role players too.
Right, exactly. They've proven to me that they can beat the best. With whatever you have on your team, they can beat it. So, but to that point, well, not to that point, another point I want to make. Condolences to the family of Otis Anderson Jr., which is a promising young running back that was on the Rams practice squad. Unfortunately, he lost his life tragically. His father shot and killed him. Apparently, it was over a situation with a dog being involved, where the dog bit the father and the son. The boyfriends. Okay, so the son girlfriend had a dog. The dog bit the son's dad, and the son and the dad got into a heated argument in which the father shot and killed his son. What? Yes. What makes a man kill his own child, especially his son, is beyond me.
That's on a Canaan type level right there, boy.
Yeah, that's bro. It's not that deep. So I don't know what's going on in this world. I've kind of been sitting back, just been pulling things in lately, especially falling back on social media and everything. I don't know what's going on with this world. This world is just not the same anymore. It's a lot of senseless stuff happening. But condolences to his family. Otis Anderson Jr. He had a promising, career up ahead of him on the Rams practice squad. Sorry for the passage and him. I was hoping to see him, come onto the team and play, but unfortunately that dream will never happen. So condolences to the family.
Sorry you lost your life, brother. Rest in peace.
So, rest in peace.
Damn, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man.
Oh, I thought you was done talking. Couldn't even hear anything you just said. I just heard practice squad. That's what I heard. The last thing that I heard. But we'll be back Saturday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Also, be sure to go ahead and follow us on our social media pages at the Not for Debate podcast on Twitter, Instagram, and on our Facebook page. Also, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and all other major streaming platforms. This is the Not for the Bay podcast. We up out of here, man.
Peace.